Hi there and welcome to the Dawn Show. Dawn Stens-Lamenti here. We are live and we are local, and today we're talking coffee, Coffee Talk 101, adventure and family with my very special guest, Todd Carmichael. Todd is the founder and CEO of La Colombe Torrefaction, a coffee roasting company. He's also the host of Dangerous Grounds and much more. Welcome, Todd.
Thanks for having me, Dawn.
Absolutely.
Great to be here.
And we're old friends, and your wife, your better half, Lauren Hart, will be on in a little bit too. And we'll have some fun. But congratulations, you recently won a pretty prestigious coffee award.
Coffee award, yeah. I know it sounds like total geekery, but there's a thing called a Brewer's Cup. And it's very rare for a guy of my age to actually enter, and it's even more rare for him to win. And then I set the new standard. I mean, I the highest score ever achieved in the Brewer's Cup. And it was about 4 weeks ago.
That's awesome. Congratulations. And what do you mean your age? You're in amazing
well,
shape.
Know,
Come on.
Coffee brewing is for young people, they say. You know, the older guys sit in the office and make decisions. But, you know, a big part of my life is talking coffee, is brewing coffee, and being involved, and being in the, you know, the front lines of what's going on. And that's really what determines the success of our company.
Yeah, and later on we'll show you that you're not the guy in the office with the pot belly. Todd is a world traveler, and if you've seen, obviously Dangerous Grounds is an awesome show, and it just shows you out there getting shot at and attacked and every other. Here's a little scene from your show. We'll talk more about it later, but I mean, you're a wild man for coffee.
What? Yeah. I guess the motto is, you know, you want to live big and die old. You know what I mean? And so that's just the live big part, you know.
Well, you got some great coffee. I'm a Java junkie, as you know, so I love it.
That's why I'm here, because you know I love brewing coffee and making and talking coffee. And I brought a couple coffees for you to taste today. They're a killer.
With your colleague, Brian Honsinger. And what are you making here, Brian?
Already done. We have the Brazil up front, and I was just finishing up the Panama Hacienda La Esmeralda.
Nice.
That's stunning coffee, by the way. Just stunning.
Now, what is this that you're brewing? What is this little scale and the whole thing? Is this like a Weight Watchers scale?
It's a Weight Watchers. This is called the Chemex. It was invented in the 1940s by an architect. It just turns out that this thing brews some of the best coffee in the world. It's inexpensive. It's like $25 a brewer. And it's really the instrument of choice of every coffee geek. I mean, no coffee geek would brew his coffee without it. And this is exactly how I brew coffee in the morning, with a kettle, a Chemex, and a scale.
And why the scale?
Well, the scale keeps you honest. You know, a pinch to grow an inch and that kind of cooking never really gets accurate. What it means is, what we do as coffee guys is we put, for every gram of coffee, we put 17 grams of water. So that's what he's doing. So if he puts 20 grams of coffee in, then he'll add the exact amount of water. The question I get all the time is, Todd, how many scoops do I put in? Well, that's really, really random. The scale takes out all that randomness. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's amazing. And smells delicious.
It's beautiful.
And you've got a trick that, you know, I know that if we go into your coffee shop, they make this amazing sort of head of foam and the milk and the cream, and but who can do that at home?
Exactly. I mean, to make foam like that, it takes, well, years of practice and, you know, a $17,000 espresso machine. But there's another way of doing it, which takes no practice.
You spend the 17 grand on the new roof.
On the new roof or a car or something, right? But that milk is a big part of it. And if you want to impress people, so this is how you up your coffee game at home with a $19 instrument. And what it is the French press, right? So you pour a little bit of milk at the bottom of your French press. You can see how high that is.
Okay.
But it's not too high.
And is this regular milk, or what is this milk?
This is a special milk. This is because you know 17% of America is lactose intolerant. Yeah. You can put any milk in here, but I thought I would do a taste test on you.
Okay.
Okay, when you taste it, then I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
Does that work?
That sounds fun, yeah.
Okay, this is how simple it is. You put the milk in, you put your French press together, and then you make that milk grow. You see how I'm foaming it up?
Okay.
See how it's rising?
Yes.
Okay, there's a little bit of more bubbles on the top. I'm gonna go a little bit more violently on it. So I'll double its size. I'm basically just adding air bubbles to it. You see how it's growing higher and higher?
We need some music to this, like.
Right, exactly. This is
stroke
really
something,
this
I don't know.
a nice workout too for some small muscles in your right arm. Okay, then you know you just
carpal tunnel injury.
So there, you see that milk how it's risen, right? Now for some milks, like fatty milks, they just rise. I mean, you know, like whole milk just gets insanely thick, and then you just pour it. You see how it almost pours like a milkshake?
Look at this. This is gorgeous.
Now, I just added this milk to my cafes because I could never find a milk substitute that I liked, but I like this one.
Do you put a little coffee in there?
You could. Yeah, we should do that. Now she's thinking.
It's not too late.
Let's just try the texture. See that texture on it?
It's like a almond milk or a...
No, this is actually made from hemp.
Ooh, fabulous.
Yeah, it's kind of naughty, right? But
You're my Hercules.
yeah, I am. I don't know where they're growing this hemp. It just, I saw hemp, but I did a taste test of every single, from macadamia nut to sesame seed milk to all of them. And whenever you warm them up, they just fall apart. This one held together. So this one is my favorite right now.
But would you put some, like a shot of espresso in there? Is that something you would
That was
put in
just
there?
kind of a cooking sample-y kind of thing. What we
Nice.
should do is we're going to try the coffees, and then I'm going to put the milk on top of them. So you'll have a sip of the coffee without anything, and then we put a little bit milk on it. Then you can taste what
Nice.
it could taste like, in a latte.
Yeah, because we always want to learn what we can do at home that's easier and all that good stuff.
I think a lot of people are trying to do espresso at home, and I liken that to like making your own like noodles. It just seems a lot of work for not a lot of payoff. Whereas the best place to have an espresso is at a cafe. But if you're gonna have coffee, which you should do every morning, this is the way to go. Because then you can play with the flavors, and you don't have to worry about the expense of them and maintaining the espresso machine. It's crazy. I know Brian doesn't have one. I don't have an espresso machine at home. It's too much.
But you're a human espresso machine.
Yeah.
We're going to have more coffee talk and tell you how to make it better at home with our coffee king, Todd Carmichael, when we come right back.
Great.